What if people could vanish without a trace, right under the noses of hundreds of searchers? In the mountains of Vermont, between 1945 and 1950, 5 individuals disappeared into thin air. Some were found months later. Others were never found at all. This is the Bennington Triangle, and their stories remain unsolved. Welcome to Sherlock Mode. Our story begins on November 12, 1945. A man named Midday Rivers, 74 years old, was leading a hunting party through the woods near Hell Hollow. Rivers was no ordinary hiker. He was a skilled outdoorsman who knew these forests like the back of his hand. But on that crisp autumn afternoon, something changed. As Rivers guided the group back to camp, he walked ahead. His companions expected him to arrive any moment. Minutes turned to hours. The camp remained empty. That night, panic set in. A man who spent his entire life in these woods had vanished. The search began immediately. Hundreds of volunteers, soldiers from Fort Devens, members of the Vermont State Guard, all scouring the forest. Snow began to fall. Days stretched into weeks. The only clue ever found was a single item, a handkerchief, discovered the following spring, miles away from where Rivers vanished. Midday Rivers was never seen again. 1 year passed. Then, on December 1st, 1946, a second disappearance shattered the region. Paula Weldon, an 18-year-old college sophomore, went hiking near Bennington College. She told her friends she would be back before dark. She never returned. When Paula failed to show up for classes the next morning, alarm bells rang. Within hours, over 1,000 people mobilized to find her. Aircraft scanned the skies. The FBI became involved. A $5,000 reward was offered, enormous money in 1946. Yet despite this massive effort, no trace of Paula Weldon was ever discovered. She had simply stepped off the face of the earth. 3 years later, December 1st, 1949, exactly 3 years to the day after Paula vanished, another disappearance occurred. James Tedford, a 68-year-old World War II veteran, boarded a bus heading toward Bennington. He had his belongings with him. He had a bus ticket. Everything seemed normal. But when that bus pulled into Bennington, something impossible had happened. Tedford was gone. His suitcase remained on the rack. His bus ticket sat on the vacant seat. His unfolded map lay nearby. No one, and we mean no one, saw him leave. The windows were locked. The doors were secured. He had simply ceased to exist. But wait, the mystery deepens. This is where our story reaches its turning point. Within months, 2 more people vanished from this same triangle of land. October 1950 brought the disappearance of 8-year-old Paul Jepson, playing in the cab of a pickup truck. His mother left him for mere moments. When she returned, the boy had evaporated. Hundreds of searchers assembled. They combed every inch of the surrounding area. Nothing. No trace of Paul Jepson. The searches came up empty, time and time again. Then came the final disappearance that would complete this nightmarish cycle. Frida Langer, a 53-year-old woman, went hiking in the same region. Frida fell into an icy stream. Drenched and cold, she decided to take a shortcut back to camp. She told her hiking partner she would catch up. She never did. Over 400 searchers, police, firefighters, and soldiers descended on the forest. Aircraft swept the skies. They found nothing. For 7 months, Frida Langer simply ceased to exist. Then, on May 12, 1951, fishermen made a chilling discovery. Frida's body was found 3.5 miles from the campsite. It lay in an area that had been extensively searched countless times before. The body was so decomposed that no cause of death could be determined. Her remains offered no answers, only questions. Let us analyze these haunting disappearances like detectives examining evidence. Notice the pattern. Skilled outdoorsman Midday Rivers vanished despite knowing the terrain intimately. Paula Weldon vanished from a well-traveled trail in broad daylight. James Tedford disappeared from a sealed bus. 8-year-old Paul Jepson from a locked truck cab. And Frida Langer from a forest that was searched relentlessly. The evidence suggests no supernatural explanation. Rather, the Bennington Triangle reveals the raw power of nature, isolation, and human vulnerability. Midday Rivers likely became disoriented. Frida Langer's body was found 7 months later in an area already searched, suggesting the initial terrain covered was incomplete. James Tedford's disappearance remains inexplicable, yet bus station records were poor in 1949. Paul Jepson's case remains the most troubling, but tracking young children in rural areas was different then. Paula Weldon remains the deepest mystery of all. Yet, even mysteries, when examined closely, reveal that sometimes the most frightening explanation is simply human error, chance, and the unforgiving wilderness. The Bennington Triangle demands we ask, how well do we truly know our surroundings? And how fragile is our grip on certainty? If you enjoyed unraveling this mystery, like and subscribe to Sherlock Mode.